Group A is almost concluded here for the Mid-Season Brawl group stage as we get into another series in just a few moments' time. It will be the final series in this group. The placings have already been decided, and now these two teams will battle for honor and glory here in the Nexus. I am joined by Techa, Kaldor, and Fan, and what we're about to witness is Fnatic going up against Super Perfect Team. A Super Perfect Team needs to fight for some honor.
Yep, need to fight for some honor. Points at this point do not matter. We are in a game of Who Signs It Anyway or QI, but still going to be good. Super Team have put up some decent matches throughout the tournament. Now they get to test themselves at least against one of the best teams in the world.
I mean, even if it doesn't matter too much in terms of the point standings, it is nice, as Techa mentioned, to test yourself against someone like Fnatic, try and get a little bit more information out of them, draw something. But that being said, I can only imagine that Fnatic's probably not going to show too much serious drafting here going forwards into the playoffs.
Yeah.
To be fair, we asked them and they said, "What are you talking about? This is a professional tournament. How dare you?" But it's
no,
Fnatic,
that's what they said to you. I had a very different conversation with them. So basically, ever since they knew, okay, we are second place, there's nothing that can happen anymore, we immediately had Shrimpy and Whoopi just running around and throwing ideas around. And like, what do you want to see?
Ooh.
I suggested a Carrigan. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that, but they are in a spot where Quacknick is trying to reel everybody in and saying, like, boys, we're going to try hard right now.
Yes.
And the rest of them says, okay, we of course want to win this, but they are in a state where they're saying we are willing to experiment quite a bit more than we usually would. So I think we're in for a show.
Yeah, I think so. There's two ways you can look at it. Of course, in this group stage, there is the potential for some matches towards the end not to matter too much towards the standings later on. But as you said, let's have some fun with it. Let's enjoy this kind of intermission of less super serious gameplay, Fan. So what would you love to see from Fnatic? I mean, even SPT, to be honest, they could go wild themselves.
You know, heard through the rumor mill that Fnatic is trying to beat out Dignitas' fastest time ever. So they're going to try super duper hard if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know, there's no room to breathe. You got to beat a 6-minute game if you want to do that. So looking forward to seeing if that's what the route they go for.
If you wanted to go fast, Sylvanas is almost an assurity there. But like beyond that, are there any other things that you could peg as a fast composition go-to? Lucio?
Boost the entire team, makes them go fast.
That's literally fast. Beyond that, I don't know if it will make the game end quicker. Getting to the core the fastest doesn't necessarily mean killing the core the fastest.
Just get there, still invulnerable, they kill all the side walls.
It's not going to work out too well.
Medivac in and like, okay, we're here, game over.
That would be
good. To 10 for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Fnatic as we do focus on them a bit more here. And what has he got? Oh no.
It's Breeze's fidget spinner. Breeze the entire time is running around looking for people that would finally show the fidget spinner on stream, and so far everyone has denied him. So now he just pushed it over to Quacknix.
Are they going to pass it down the line?
He's not even showing it himself.
Why doesn't he show it himself?
The funny thing is I've met 3 people. I've met 3 people this tournament that have had that fidget spinner. I'm like, where did you get that? They all say, Breeze gave me it.
Yeah.
And now they've passed it down. And he does have a transferable tattoo on his face. Now, I was told that he got that from a Subway kids meal. I don't know why they chose a Subway kids meal.
I also don't know which one it is. Whether it's I'm pretty sure it's a Little Miss, but it looks kind of like Mr. Wrong. I don't know. I don't know my Mr. Men or Little Miss well enough.
There's no way Whoopi does the fidget spinner.
No
way.
Wait for it.
We won't.
Wait for
nope.
it.
Do it, Whoopi.
No.
But does Smexy? Has it been passed down?
There we
he
go.
does
The
this.
stairs back.
The fidget spinner just slowly rises from the bottom of the screen.
You can't beat Smexy. It just doesn't happen.
I mean,
you know, the one thing I want to point out while we have this, the cameraman was screwing with him the entire day, because every time when Smexy looks into the camera and goes for the stare, at some point the picture cuts off back to us, but the cameraman stays on Smexy. Smexy doesn't know. So he just keeps looking at it. At some point it was minutes long and the cameraman was just screwing with him the entire time.
I remember a time where we were at a tournament and he was staring at it almost mid-game, I think, and the rest of the team had to shout at him saying, Smexy, concentrate, you gotta heal. What are you doing? But that's the thing. I can't remember a time where someone's beaten him.
Me. I actually beat him.
A cameraman has beaten him.
I also didn't really beat him. He had to blink because I think there was like a draft or something, but I take that win.
That sounds like an
I
excuse.
take that to the grave. That's like...
All right, let's focus on SPT, our second team going into this series, as they've shown a lot of gusto, a lot of gumph here in the tournament. It hasn't gone that well for them, but
they have put in the best effort they can. They're in a less than ideal situation using a substitute player. But they've put up some good performances against some teams. They've been able to take a map.
Yes.
So they were able to get a point. They're looking for more right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, SPT here is definitely going to be trying to get a win for Pride. You see how well E-Star is doing. They're representing China so well. You know, SPT, they probably want to show the same. They want to show that they have what it takes. Very suboptimal situation for them once again. It's really harsh, but... You know, they've been putting up really close games. I've been impressed.
Playing without your main drafter and also the shot caller is definitely taking a huge toll here, of course, for them. But if they can make something happen against Fnatic here, that would be pretty cool for them.
Yeah, it definitely would be. As we go down the line here, we do have Mr. Xinjiao, as my pronunciation is utterly awful, but overall, it's always nice to have them here. We've seen SPT in the past at international tournaments with Misaka, and we got to watch that last BlizzCon, I believe it was, because I kept calling him Mikasa because I'm obsessed with Attack on Titan, apparently. But there you go. So I'm wondering what our maps are going to be. They might be a little bit wild, considering that this is a bit of an odd series.
I took a peek. I can tell you the maps.
Oh, okay. There we go.
We have Braxis.
Yes.
And we have Infernal Shrines.
Okay. Oh, Braxis. We haven't seen too much of Braxis.
No, we've seen it once, twice? I think once.
Yeah, I think once, and Super Perfect Team was the one that picked it against World 20 yesterday.
There we go.
Super Perfect Team, once again, going with that Braxis pick.
You know, the funny thing is actually, as much as we did see a Samuro from Fnatic in day one, we've actually seen it on this map as well in the past.
Yeah.
We've seen it in the European region.
We've seen Samura on this map. We've also seen a China special of the Zagara on this map, which last time was banned out against E-Star.
Yeah, it was.
For good reason, and Super Perfect Team. I believe they were the innovators of the comp I spoke about earlier of the Sonya-Zagara combo with the 2-3 split on this map.
All right, let's get into it. Draft has begun. Game number 1 here between Fnatic and Super Perfect Team. My wish is a Rexar later down the line. I hope, 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 hope. What do you guys want?
Misha be picked. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I told them I would like to see a Cho'Gall, but I don't think that's
It's a too-late map. It's possible.
No, I actually think that what they're trying to do is that at least on one map, they're probably going to try and snowball very hard. We've been talking about the Sylvanas a bit earlier, so later down the line, that is a potential pick for them. But this is definitely a game where we're going to see them experiment a lot more. They have a couple of strategies that they are trying to use now. Of course, the real stuff is going to be hidden for the main part of the tournament in Zhangjiaping.
Makes sense, makes sense. Anubarak's going to be coming in first, standard as standard.
Yeah, pretty standard so far with the Dahaka ban and the Genji ban. I think the Genji ban in particular is a really good one. You do not want your opponents first picking Genji on this map. Kind of ridiculous around the boss area. The Reflect just interacts with the fast attacking boss in a way where you kill the boss really quickly, and you also kill the enemy team really quickly if they're anywhere near the boss. Picks are pretty normal so far. I would not be surprised if Fnatic took the Rexar on this map. Rexar are actually one of the better picks.
The SPT special, or the half of China special, the Morales first pick, the only region to even attempt something like this. But it very nearly worked in the series that they ran it. It was super effective until they didn't scout one bush.
But the thing is, I have to ask that. Why would you pick the Morales first?
It's never going to be bad.
That is still the one aspect of this that I don't get. Picking Morales, yes, by all means, go for it.
I think it's just to hide everything else.
This is actually fairly common in North America.
There we go.
Ooh, okay, so
this could go.
Looks like we know which map they're going to be trying to beat the record on.
So SPT, in order to like try and ruin Fnatic's day right now, what are we thinking? Gazlo Ragnaros? Just hold them off as long as possible?
Yeah, sorry, before we do go further in the draft, what is the current record? It was 6 minutes 38?
6 minutes 52
6 minutes
the current
52.
record by Dignitas in an official HGC match.
I also have to say one thing when we're talking about trying to outrace Dignitas here. Maps were determined before both teams knew that the score of Roll 20.
Right, okay.
And as a heads up, that is the fastest HGC game. Fastest ever professional game is 5 minutes and 52 seconds. So
but focusing on HGC.
in order to beat Dignitas' record and the record, they'd have to beat Dignitas' HGC record by a whole minute. Which on this map, the boss is really tough, and that seems to be where we get these quick ends, where teams attempt to end with the boss on a lot of maps, Sky Temple especially.
So chat, it's important to keep an eye on that timer at the top if Fnatic wants to go that way with a Sylvanas. Yeah, it opens up the doors for it.
Yeah. The Ragnaros being hovered, they want to remove things that's going to slow them down.
The core is going to slow you down a lot. Can't have that.
Nothing could stop us.
This already shows quite a bit that this is... I mean, we still have to remind ourselves here, Fnatic, first of all, has to win the game.
That's true.
So they're going to try and raise, since the score itself doesn't really matter at this point, so both teams are attempting to have some fun. That's why Fnatic is hovering a Ragnaros ban, because it can slow everything down. But that can also backfire pretty hard, so let's not forget about that.
SPT are not a pushover, even in their current form.
Yeah,
this is a risky move, go for the Sylph.
I just don't know if they can accomplish what they're aiming for, if that is what they're aiming for. Of course, just speculation.
It is. I can promise you that's definitely what they're trying to do here.
I mean, you talked about the medic first pick, and I was going to say that's actually pretty common in North America when you're drafting Braxis. It's one of the heroes that just lets you stay in lane forever, and the area where you can skirmish in is so small that medic is not under any pressure until after level 10 usually, and by level 10... Well, by level 10, it's going to be like 6 minutes into the game, so Fnatic.
Don't get me wrong, I don't think that Morales is necessarily a bad pick here. The one thing that I was just surprised is the high priority of the pick, since if you scout what Europe does, there is just no way that one of the teams that they have tried it against so far would have banned that out. That's the only concern that I had with the ban priority for them. In this game, though, it doesn't really matter too much, but I just want to say Fnatic is either going to look really, really good with this or really, really bad.
Yeah, there's definitely that. I like the idea of SPT drafting, you know, getting in D.Va, getting in Cassia. D.Va technically slows things down. But I loved the idea of when watching Fnatic's draft, they were like, I know what they're trying to do here. Let's just pick things to slow it down as much as possible and just try and be really annoying and
get
not
to the late game, try and mess them up and just end the game somehow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would be a little worried right now if I was Fnatic, though. I'm starting to see them fall down into the drafting hole. They're getting checkmated a little hard here with the Sylvanas third pick. SPT actually has a really good composition for the map, and it's not going to be easy to push that composition over.
Illidan.
Okay, so solo tank and noob, Illidan, Sylvanas, Greymane, and Stitches to finish up.
I just want to throw something else out here as well. When they were talking earlier about Braxis and about trying to maybe outpace the opponent, one of the first things that came up was, can't remember who it was, I think it was Breeze, and he said, like, what if we just 5-man bot lane and go straight for the keep in the core? So they threw everything around. All kinds of ideas came off, and you can tell that that comp is designed to just
let's go.
Tunnel vision, one direction, and let's take it from there. So
they do look like One Direction, you're right. Well, of course, that is our draft overall. What do you make of it?
Super Perfect Team have one of my dream combinations that I've wanted to see work and hasn't been picked this entire tournament. The Stitches D.Va, because Helping Hand works on the mech.
Oh.
Next level
if you
strats.
drop the self-destruct, it goes too far. You've been talking about this as well. You just go, vip, bring it straight back and drop it on everyone. I will be happy with this entire series and this entire tournament if Super Perfect Team can pull that off once.
Just once.
Just once. That's all I want, because just to see how cool it is.
Tetcher, you're a simple man.
I'm easy to please.
I like that very much. How about you guys? What do you think about the draft?
Honestly,
it's a bit of an odd question, I know, but
I actually love Super Perfect Team's draft. I feel like their draft is amazing compared to Fnatic's draft for obvious reasons. You got the Cassia into the mass physical damage. You got the medic, the better sustained healing in the lane. You have the D.Va, which is like really hard to kill. Insta one-shots Zerg waves.
Well, predictions.
Comp SPT, play Fnatic, so Fnatic.
Okay.
What did you just go for?
I went for Fnatic.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, okay.
It appeals to my trolley side.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It's killing me inside.
What's this crisis that you're having internally?
I'm going for SPT. Their draft is really good. Let's go.
All right, Fnatic is on the SPT train. Let's see what chat thinks here for our game. What's happening?
Yay.
All right, 44% to 56%.
Okay, that's a question I have to ask. What do you think that chat stands for here? Who wins or if Fnatic gets the race?
Maybe the race at this
Maybe
point.
the race.
Maybe the race, yeah.
On that goal, I'm actually also pretty much sure that they're not going to accomplish that.
I don't think
Just
they
saying.
can accomplish
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
Not with the defensive draft that SPT has.
All right, you said 652?
652 is the current record. Stop,
All right.
get your stopwatches ready, guys.
All right, 652 is the time to beat for Fnatic. Let's see if they're able to do it here. SPT go up against Fnatic. Let's go to the caster team.
Fnatic hoping to turn this one not into a marathon, but a sprint with their Sylvanas pick. Trixler, excited to have you here for the next series.
I'm excited to be here. Awesome matches so far. We got full offense versus full defense, it looks like. And here on the left side in the blue, it will be the Swedish boys themselves, Fnatic. Breeze will be playing a Nubarak, Quacknix on Greymane, Schwimpy on Sylvanas, Smexy on Ariel, and Wubby playing Illidan.
And over in the red, the members of Super Perfect Team with ZZH playing Lieutenant Morales, Chin Xiao playing Gul'dan, Wings playing Diva, Melody C playing Cassia, and Simba once again playing Stitches.
So let's see how these lanes are going to really shake out. So far, we only have Sylvanas heading to the top here, while the rest of the members are putting 4 people on the bottom for Fnatic, so they're hoping to surprise slightly with the Sylvanas and maybe have SPT commit heavily to Sylv being in the top, and the next thing you know, Fnatic with Illidan might charge in and get a turret or so.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. They're showing up now on the turret, trying to take that down, the tower. They have Sylvanas up in the top lane, but both sides actually have the opportunity for some unique laning setups depending on what they want. You could have the Illidan Sylvanas up in the top lane. Potentially, I guess, maybe let's leave it down here, although I doubt the team wants to just leave Sylvanas solo in the top, especially once Cassia shows her face, but she's going to get spotted. She sees Breeze, throws out a Lightning Fury to slow things down.
Nice rotation. Illidan will be the solo laner now here in the bottom, while Sylvanas and Greymane will push in the top. Wings being up here will be enough to kind of drop down the defense matrix, but won't be able to stop the full push completely. The turret gets burned down right away. Looking for the next turret as well. Quacknix diving past the turret. So is Breeze. Wings trying to run away as Mini Diva. Can she retreat? She does, but the fort, that's the main picking here.
I thought that was an excellent first defense matrix once they realized that the pick was coming in, but still saying there's so many dive possibilities with Illidan, with a Nubarak, and with Sylvanas that you just can't stay safe here. Diva's going to go down too, Simba rotated up, and now all of SPT is responding. This is just about worst case scenario.
Gilly, this is 5 people in the top lane. They stopped having a bottom laner. They didn't care anymore. The 5-man push in the top
Are we playing
forward.
Hanamura?
I think we are. We're playing a little bit of ARAM here a little bit as we're pushing in the top lane, and we can now have Fnatic rotate to the bottom and start working on the other turret if they would like. They're going to go ahead and leave Illidan in the top. Illidan needs to be a bit careful. Can Wubby get out? He does. He jumps over the wall, and Wubby happy to retreat.
Lucky for Fnatic too, their beacon spawn for the Zerg Rush is in the top where they've already taken down the fort. So now they're just hoping they can get a very large Zerg push, have a small Zerg push on SPT's side, and then try to push with that very hard with their Sylvanas. It'll be up to SPT to make sure that they have their bomb built up for self-destruct. They're going to lose Melody C here, though. The heal staying alive. ZZH keeps Melody C in the fight.
Never doubt the heal bot here, as ZZH will keep him alive, but Fnatic with the really clever flank around the maneuver to get on top of Cassia. A Nubarak moving in for the burrow charge, and then the Pale takes away from her trait, and they almost got the kill there, but the overall reward, 100% beacon phase. We have a massive blue Zerg wave heading the top lane down.
All right, do we have a self-destruct? Not yet for Wings. Oh no, and Wings has been caught too. Needs to be able to get self-destruct without losing this mecha here so that they can throw it out. She's getting healed back up now. This is really good, almost there. Now it's ready as the Zerg start to get here. Even getting the Hellbats too, just to make this push so strong. Oh no, Diva's getting jumped on.
They actually get it pushed back too as well, and here's the major thing that happened here for Fnatic is they forced an engagement to prevent the bomb from being effective from clearing out the Zerg wave. That was actually a really solid engagement for Fnatic. They get a massive heal from Ariel as Smexy will group everyone up. SPT getting low on health, but so is their keep. Multiple members charging in to try and fight, but no one on Fnatic is close to death.
Was that a detainment strike that pushed the bomb in?
Yeah, sure was.
I couldn't tell if it was a weird helping hand or a detainment strike. So really well done by Smexy to be able to detain that in and make it less effective. There's still Zerg. The keep has been taken out. Hook hits Smexy.
The Pride here going to help out Simba moving forward, getting the engage, helping the team out. Fnatic is going to be forced to start retreating as SPT will hold. Illidan also being killed there as he was trying to dive forward. So SPT does defend, but look at it. The keep is already down here at what, 3 minutes and 30 seconds is when it fell?
Yeah, there is already a keep out in this game. That is rough for SPT, but at least SPT defend their core, and that's the main thing, getting those 2 kills. But now it's cleanup time. They have to catch up to 7, and then likely they'll be looking for a fight, trying to continue to get some picks on Fnatic so they can be in a better spot for the next beacon phase. Maybe get some mercenary camps too once the Zerg is cleared out so that they can alleviate the pressure.
Yeah, so here's the real talk. SPT is pretty far behind. Even though it's only a level, losing a fort and a keep in the top is painful overall. Also, Sylvanas can be empowered to push in that bottom while catapults are moving in. Fnatic is going for a 4-minute and 30-second boss. They move forward. They're diving in on Melody C. Gonna try and peel him away. Ariel steps forward. Boss has been grabbed, and Fnatic now chooses to engage.
Smexy's detainment strikes are ridiculous, but SPT gets the first kill in the fight. The boss already grabbed from Fnatic so far. Wings just barely staying alive. Breeze wants to re-engage with the 4-man detainment strike, and the bomb has been hit. Now that forces Fnatic to jump on top of the members of SPT.
Solid engage there. Smexy will fall. Melody chasing Schwimpy on the right side. Quacknix will get the kill on Morales and turns around for Gul'dan while Schwimpy is trying to retreat, but Wings, Wings, does he get it? He didn't get the kill. She actually got away. So it became a 3-for-1 trade here as Quacknix and crew kills the rest of the members of SPT. And meanwhile, check out that bottom lane, Gilly.
Simba has to go into hiding for a while. We've got a boss just taking out the fort in the bottom. We're going to take another look at that fight. It started out so well. This self-destruct placement was perfect to force all of Fnatic in, but ZZH was so low in health, Quacknix easily chasing him down.
Yeah, ZZH made a bit of a mistake there. He actually stood forward to try and help block people into that blast radius, but Greymane just got the ability to dark fly in, force in the fight, kill off the Morales, and also get away from the bomb. Fnatic gets another fort in the bottom right, gets to level 9.5, and there's going to be a beacon phase pretty darn soon for them while they continue to push in the top lane.
SPT, it's all or nothing now, and Fnatic is keeping them clear back in the base. Detainment strike after detainment strike hitting for Smexy has been the name of this game, at least for me. Wings getting brought down quickly, does not have self-destruct yet, but should have it very soon. But Fnatic are hoping to beat it. It's 6 minutes, 20 seconds.
Wow, they're going straight for the core here. Wubby full on health. He's the one that you have to keep an eye on for. We're going to have the strike coming out from D.Va. Connects with nobody, but does clear some waves. Melody goes in for the charge on Ariel. Does not live through it. However, Schwimpy diving on the back right lane does get taken out. Quacknix working on the core as well. Wubby continues to flip. Can he do this? 40% down to 30.
Wubby still going back and forth on the core. We're at 30% and falling at 646. We're looking at 652 if he can take it out, but it's not going to be enough. SPT defend their core.
SPT holds. Does that count as a Caleris core? Because we need one. We have yet to have one in this tournament. 23% left here on the core, and SPT can make movements towards the beacon phase, but it's still early. 7 minutes means low death timers, and Fnatic will have a chance to fight.
SPT right now have got to be wishing they had a mule. 23% is just about all but checkmate on your core, but they are going to do their very best to defend this, starting with getting some beacon progress on the board, 26%, and continuing to rise, and SPT have their heroic abilities.
The heroic abilities will be their one chance here to make plays to stay in the game. I'm going to watch Gul'dan in particular. Well, Gul'dan's being watched by Breeze. As Breeze dives forward, he will live with a Horrify, but Quacknix on the back right line is doing damage. Melody low as well as Wings, but here's Wubby to clean up.
That Wailing Arrow caught everybody retreating, but SPT continues to stay alive. They didn't lose anybody here. They had to use heroic abilities. They decided to get medevac dropship in case, first of all, in case Morales gets dove upon again, like the boss fight, but also just in case they have to defend very quickly and get back to their core. Schwimpy gets caught by a hook, still has Haunting Wave. Wings trying to get into the backline and use a self-destruct, but everyone from Fnatic willing to or able to run back out.
The beacon phase has been grabbed by Wubby in the top, so they get 26%. Holding the bottom here as well. It's 30 at 30, but Wubby's heading to the core. Fnatic, can they stop members from coming back to defend? We do have a Golden who will be here to help defend against Wubby, but Wubby should be able to outplay him here.
Corruption hits, a Drain Life pulling him back in two. He has to meta out.
Oh, and here comes Simba too. Simba!
Hook.
Oh, the hook is dodged, and Wubby gets away. Sylvanas and Nubrak and Greyman moving in. Wubby, does he get away? No, the grenade! Wubby, he falls!
What a rotation, and it was like one comes in, then the next, metavacking back. But all the time, Wubby was able to just draw the resources. SPT were so concerned about their core that even if Fnatic lose Wubby there, it's a lose-lose situation for SPT. Either Fnatic gets the core or they get the beacons. But in the case, SPT at least didn't lose the game by taking out Wubby. At least not yet.
That's definitely the headline here. 88% to 30% in terms of Zerg wave. Even SPT gets its entire beacon phase, gets 100%. They still have to be on the defender's foot when that push occurs that will be coming their way. So we'll see if SPT can prevent Fnatic from finishing this beacon phase or even get to a fight where they can wipe the opposing team. Illidan's coming around for a big flank onto Morales and Golden. Golden on the back right does have Horrify. He hits it on the back left. Wubby continues to chase forward, but the beacon is grabbed.
It is grabbed. Fnatic knew that Stitches was back defending the course. They felt like they had a good engagement there, and they did. They made SPT leave, finally getting the rest of the Zerg. There is a keep in the way of this Zerg rush and the 23% core, but there's also a Sylvanas for Fnatic.
Yes, the pincer move is what's big here. You have Wubby in the top right on Illidan, threatening to go core at any point. If SPT puts any resources there, Fnatic pushes in, grabs the keep with the Zerg wave, and eventually gets there to help Wubby out. Wubby has Metamorphosis to retreat if need be. He will escape, but with two people coming back, here it is. There is a push in from Fnatic. Breeze is dealt with pretty swiftly, though.
Wings boosted in to the demise of Breeze, but still the damage has been done, at least at this point. Everybody from Fnatic taking some damage, going back away.
Wow.
So SPT are going to stay alive again here.
I'm not going to lie, probably 2 or 3 times here I've counted SPT out, and they are beginning to hold, and they're starting to look very threatening. The Diva Bomb was very effective there. First off, at clearing that front wave so they could deal with the Guardians afterwards and clear those out, but also to make sure that Breeze, when he came in for the dive, they could actually zone him in the bottom right corner and go in for the engage, the grenade knocking him away. SPT holds pretty darn well. Wubby being chased away. Melody comes in from the flank, applying some damage. Evasion will be procced and Wubby will retreat, but still, SPT continues to fight back.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to get potentially, I thought they were going for the mercenary camp in the top. Yes, they are going to get that, so that will be able to push in the top lane and hold off where Stitches has had to constantly be in that top lane, which limits the ways that SPT can engage versus Fnatic. Fnatic have engaged on SPT several times, taking advantage of Stitches being there, but they also haven't gotten kills just yet from that either.
Yeah, I mean, you're right here. SPT working on the mercenary camps, taking a lead in experience, just now hitting 13 over Fnatic. The idea is, again, to slow down the wave so they buy more time. ZZEH is being dived. Can he get in the Morales medevac? The answer is no. Horrify comes out, but slightly too late. Fnatic won't mind taking that one.
Wings has self-destruct, but Cassia and Lieutenant Morales have already been eliminated. Fnatic on full force, ready to finally end the game. There's a keep in the way, but they'll be able to take it out in short amount of time if they even want to. With so many people down and so many people low from SPT, they could just look to win the game right here. Detainment Strike pushes self-destruct as far away from the team as they can, even using Crystal Aegis. There is no deaths for Fnatic, but almost everyone down for SPT, and Fnatic will close out game number 1 on Brax's holdout.
That's right, GG here as Fnatic goes up in the 1-0. The only way at that point, once Morales fell down as well as Golden, was if a Diva Bomb killed everyone from Fnatic, but they're not going to allow that to occur. Fnatic with the 1-0 here, but for a few seconds, SPT looked like they could possibly start making a comeback, even being down to 23% on their core.
An admirable defense versus a composition that is so annoying to play against on Brax's holdout. Every time you see that Sylvanas come out, it's just like oh, here we go. We have to play everything perfectly. So good stuff from SPT. It makes me excited for the next game.
Yeah, certainly. Fnatic, again, playing a little bit on the offensive side. Will they change it up in game number 2? Because SPT, again, showing a little bit of claws there towards the end. Let's find out from our analysts at the table.
Let's indeed. Thank you, Trixler. And obviously what we saw there was from Fnatic, and it was an utter failure of their game plan. I'm super disappointed.
It was pretty embarrassing, to be honest. I mean, they were going in for the 6 minutes and 50, and it took them how long? 13 minutes?
Double the amount of time they needed.
I can't believe that
I have never been
more disappointed, yeah.
Yeah, I am so disappointed in Fnatic right now. I might even have to get rid of my Fnatic shirt.
Found a disaster there for Fnatic. SPT, though, held on strong. They were able to thwart the plans of Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was betting on a couple of Kalaris cores there to bring them back into the game. Almost had it, not quite, you know.
They evened up on XP because Fnatic died on cores so many times.
Yeah. And we do have a replay of that game of the Fnatic versus Timer race there. It was very close. So we can see the timer. It's 6 minutes in. They get this pick onto the Stitches. It's 5 versus 4. They have an Illidan on the core. They're going to hit 10 soon. They have everything set up to beat the world record here. And as we see them pushing in, they have Mercenary Queen on top of 2 Merc camps. Perfect timing by them, set up to win the race. Everyone goes on core. They're a little bit panicked right now because the timer's ticking up. They only have 20 seconds left to end the game here. If they had maybe 20 more seconds, they could have killed heroes instead. You see Melody C here slipping away with 1 HP because Fnatic is too busy focusing the core. You see, they're just all-inning the core here. If they had 20 more seconds, kill the heroes, then the core, they might have been able to do it, but because the time was against them, not quite. 6:53. Couldn't quite do it, almost.
Shout out to Wings in that moment, dropping the self-destruct, pushed back the catapults. They killed a couple and pushed back the mercenaries, leaving D.Va time to clear the rest of them up, which saved a lot of damage onto the core.
If the catapults go through, they have a chance, but they let us down.
Yeah, tough stuff. Well, our next map is going to be Infernal Shrines between these two. It could be a fast map. I doubt we're going to probably see that direction again.
Like, this is another Sylvanas map.
Yeah.
To be fair, if you're able to, it's much harder to predict where the objective is going to be, which lane the Punisher is going to be in, so you just have to push all of them. It is doable, but it's a little bit more difficult than Braxis to break the record. And just to be clear, Fnatic just dominated that game in almost every single way. If they just pick wave clear again and just go for shrine clear, I think they can do it.
There are our maps. There's the bans.
Greymane, Tyrael,
yes,
Medivac,
yes.
Go for it.
Good old backdoor.
Good old backdoor strategy.
Yeah.
2016, I think, was last year in Sweden. This
Artanis as well.
Yeah.
Artanis or Abathur even for the double Greymane, but you might not. Yeah, there's plenty of ways
Fly
they
with
can
the
do
false
this. Yeah.
I would like that. I think what else?
I just don't think we get it.
I will say, Fnatic are familiar with that comp due to someone actually playing it against them in a tournament. What ended up happening is the team that was playing against them died 15 times in less than 5 minutes. So it was quite impressive.
Fan, what are your thoughts on the in-depth strategical thought that might go into this second game?
I mean, it just depends if they want a round 2 for their, shot at the world record here. If they do, I think their best bet is actually to kind of go with the Sylvanas strat that they pulled out earlier. Get the first Punisher, and then go for the fort, and then go for the keep, and then go for the core.